one of the things that is happening is that Barack Obama is refusing to honor the deportation of illegal aliens even after they're apprehended. You're all familiar with the Arizona bill out there, SB 1070. Without ever reading the bill, automatically, Barack Obama and Eric Holder, the Attorney General, has said that we're against it. We're going to sue you. And of course they have. The judge who put a stay on part of the bill saying it's unconstitutional actually has no legal authority to do that, because it says in the Constitution that any dispute between the states and the federal government is handled by the Supreme Court. So if they had a problem with that particular bill, they should have gone directly to the Supreme Court instead of having a local judge in Arizona rule on whether this bill is constitutional. Also, just recently, President Obama has joined with the UN Council on Human Rights, and he is using Arizona as an example of how we're abusing the illegal aliens up here and not giving them legal rights.
Don't have any rights.
The other thing has put out a pamphlet, How to Recognize Terrorists or Subversives in the United States. One of them is Al-Qaeda right on the top. Then you have the Aryan Brotherhood, and then you have the prostitutions, and the Tea Party. So we're being linked with Al-Qaeda and the Aryan Brotherhood. I don't know how that these people think that we're so stupid out here, that we're just ignoring this, but they obviously do. The banks that are actually promoting the illegal aliens to come up here, because they take the money, they put it in their bank, and then they send it back to Mexico, so they get their cut off of it. There are 100 banks, including Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and all the banks that are all. And you don't have to go in and show any identification to open accounts with these banks. They know that it's going back to Mexico. They know that they're not. The money is not staying here. One of the major problems that we have with illegal aliens in the United States is our own government and businesses who fail to recognize that these people are not supposed to be here. They don't pay taxes, a good percentage of them. They're automatically on welfare, and they are just absolutely bankrupting our system. I heard a situation today. A gentleman came over and told me about a friend of his that went down. He had a cancer operation, had a cancer problem. He went down to see about getting help. They wasn't able to give it to him at the hospital. But he was told if you were an illegal alien that you could go into an emergency situation, emergency room, and they would automatically put you in the system and get you put in. Is that correct?
Emergency Medicaid.
Emergency Medicaid.
He'd gone through his resources and tried to get emergency Medicaid, had something like this. And they disqualified him because Republican director, if he was an alien, that he would get it.
So actually what we're doing, or what the administration is doing, they're putting illegal aliens ahead of our local citizens. We also have the Muslim influx that's coming into this country. The Zero Mosque, Ground Zero Mosque in New York, you're all familiar with that. There are 2.5 Muslims in the United States, and we have 1,900 mosques. And they're building them as fast as they possibly can. The Cordoba Mosque, as they want to call the one in New York, is modeled after the one in Cordoba, Spain, which is the first country, the first town that was captured when the Muslims started taking over Spain. So it is really a slap in the face to everyone in the United States, because they are saying that actually we won. This is what they're saying. So we have to do something about the Muslim encroachment, the illegal aliens. We have to do something about Mexico. I can go on for a long period of time, but most of you sitting out there and maybe have some questions on it. Anyone have any questions I can answer?
I just wanted to comment on the bank situation.
Okay, go ahead.
They had a statement about Wells Fargo, opening all these accounts for legals. Well, they have to keep a minimum bank balance to have the account open. So that's working capital for the bank.
True.
I went 4 years ago, right before Christmas, because I had some extra money to buy my grandchildren savings bonds, U.S. savings bonds. I could not buy them because I didn't have their Social Security number. Now, what is the deal?
Well, they don't have to have a Social Security number.
I know. I mean, I could not
But you would.
some savings bonds for my grandchildren without my grandchildren's Social Security number.
So that is one of the problems we have.
That's right. I mean, it's not right.
It isn't right. There's a lot of things that aren't right. Anyone else have any questions?
Mr. Sparks, one of the most enlightening discussions. I appreciate you coming out and talking about this. But one of the most interesting articles I've read of recent was about President Calderon coming to the United States and having the audacity to meet with our president and our president not speaking up. He was criticizing the Arizona ruling, the law there, and then he goes to a joint session of Congress and does the same thing. And what's so telling to me is that he stands up there and basically, this is the leader of a foreign invasion into our country. He gets up there and criticizes our state government for trying to quell this, particularly after the rancher was killed and a number of other, law enforcement individuals have been injured. And the Democrats uniformly stood up and gave him a standing ovation. And the Republicans refused to walk out. So you basically got a bunch of people there who either implicitly or explicitly are endorsing that kind of behavior. And because the Democrats are importing the votes, they see them as imported votes, and the Republicans are looking at it in much the same way. They look at it as free labor or cheap labor.
You're right. And the immigration problem was no better under President Bush.
Absolutely.
And I think if John McCain had been a little more forceful, if he had sounded like the John McCain of today, he would have done a little better in the last election.
It's an election year.
Yeah, but
that's why it sounds like he yesterday.
And the only reason he changed sides in anti-immigration and illegal aliens is because he saw which way the wind was blowing.
Do you have any comments on the North American Union?
You guys are all on the computer, I know. Look at Mexico's immigration law. Just pull it up on the computer and look at how Mexico treats the illegal aliens coming in from South America. I won't go into it because it's rather long, but it's extremely telling as to how Mexico treats people who want to migrate into their country. And by the way, while I'm thinking about it, you may have read in the paper, I'm sure you have, about the 72 people that were killed recently in Mexico. They were illegal immigrants coming in from South America that were trying to make their way into the United States. The drug cartel actually captured them and gave them a choice of either helping them move drugs or work with them or dying. And so when they refused to do this, they were shot, 72 of them. A little town south of El Paso, and Barack Obama would give Janet Napolitano keeps saying that the Mexican border is safer now than it has been in years. Well, there's a reason for that, but the other side of the border is just mind-boggling. a little town just south of El Paso. The drug cartel came in and said, we'll give you 48 hours to vacate the town. This is the whole town. They had to leave. And if they didn't leave, they promised to go in and kill their kids at school and burn their houses.